Hey, welcome to Coffee and Chatter. I'm going to try to make this quick and dirty. This is This is a little edgy, little on the edge here. I normally don't go down this path, but I think it's something that has to be said. So you be the judge. Anyway, after watching as our commander in chief abandon Americans and loyal allies in a country that he surrendered to a bunch of terrorist lunatics after he armed them first, and essentially making them the third best supplied military in the world, only behind the U.S. and China. And then his display of a total lack of empathy and concern that he seems to show for our military dead, young boys and young girls who are forced directly into the line of fire by his irresponsible actions. Now, couple all that with how he uses his troubled and drug addicted son Hunter for his own evil purposes. I can only conclude that the show Biden puts on over his deceased son, Beau, is nothing more than the same Biden dog faced pony soldier lies that we've been fed during his entire career. Now, in reporting on the military reception at the Dover Air Force Base to receive our 13 dead heroes, the New York Times originally used the headline, quote, Biden, comma, still grieving his son, comma, finds that not everyone wants to hear about it, end quote. All right, look, Biden's, the media has been trying to run interference for him. He wasn't looking at his watch. He just kind of like moved his arm and he looked down. It looked like he was looking at his watch. In fact, USA Today, the fact check idiot there went so far as to basically say it was fact checked and it wasn't true. Well, guess what? He got fact checked. And he found out it was true that Biden had looked at his watch multiple times, possibly after each body passed by, and he had to apologize. Oh, I'm only human. I made an error. Yeah. How about the rest of us? What did we get a pass on that? So we have the New York Times, right? Biden still grieving his son. Finds that not everyone wants to hear about Beau. In fact, a couple of the fathers mentioned that Biden talked about his son Beau more than our 13 military heroes that were killed because of Biden's decision. So, in a knee-jerk response, probably not seen since Pavlov's dogs, the flowers in the Twitterverse erupted in hysteria and collectively soiled themselves. Poor Joe! How could you, New York Times? What is wrong with the New York Times? Yada, yada, yada. It was sickening, believe me. And my question is, why does a guy with so little empathy for others, and when he does show empathy, that's false empathy, why does he deserve any empathy from us? Okay? His son died from cancer. He didn't die in the military, okay, because of some harebrained decision that somebody else made and cost him his life. He got cancer. Okay, I get it. I feel for the guy. Enough already. Move on. We're talking about other people now. So, the New York Times folded, changed its headline to, quote, in invoking Beau, comma, Biden broaches a loss that's guided his presidency, unquote. All right, I'm calling BS on that and what it implies. Now, nothing is guiding Biden's presidency but his puppet masters. And frankly, as I concluded, the only concern Joe Biden has for his deceased son, Beau, seems to be, in my humble opinion, only what mileage he can get out of using him. Look, remember, speaking of Hunter and Joe and Beau, Joe Biden cared so much for his son Beau that he allowed his crack-addicted son Hunter to have an affair with Beau's widow. He went along with it. He approved it. Oh, they need each other. Hunter then, while carrying on this affair with his sister-in-law, took up with some stripper out in Arkansas or somewhere and fathered a child that he tried to disown and distance himself from. That wasn't successful, but has Joe Biden ever acknowledged his grandchild from that situation? What empathy that is, right? So, Hunter, he's got a a record. He was divorced from his first wife because she found out what he was doing. Whether it was cheating and drugs or the combination of both, I don't know. But she discovered his text. She divorced him. And then he took up with his sister-in-law and a stripper. And now he's remarried. He met a South African activist and documentary filmmaker, I guess out in L.A. 6 days later, they were married. So, do you really think that the apple falls far from the tree with regard to the Bidens? Joe Biden is not who he wants you to think he is. I don't know if I've ever agreed with anything written in the New York Times. Nothing comes to mind. But I'm here to say this. The original headline the Times used about, Biden still grieving his son, finds that not everyone wants to hear about it, that was completely appropriate. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.